Hey, another win. You guys know what that means. Woo! Left
Left
hand
hand
up,
up.
7-5. Who would have thought? Not us, but we're here. We're going to talk about it. Let's break it down. Pop, the boys did it.
Wow.
The
Wow.
boys did it. Every week it's just pain and suffering, and every week we win. I wouldn't trade it for losses. I'll tell you that much. But oof, it has been tough to watch. But we have been squeezing them out. And another win today against the Atlanta Falcons brings us to 7-5, comfortably over 500. I mean, I keep saying it, but going into that Thursday night game against Chicago, if you told us that this is where we were going to be, what a turnaround. Credit to Rivera, credit to Del Rio, credit to the whole team, really, for just getting it together and turning this thing around. We look like a playoff
Absolutely.
contender.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And not easy. It's just the way this team is. It's the way they're built. It's the way they're going to win. Two very similar teams. I think maybe the big difference is our defense is
yeah,
compared to them. But yeah, it's just the way it's going to be. Our offense isn't going to put up a lot of points. Just that seems obvious, right? So,
yep.
um,
But funnily enough, our defense isn't going to give up a lot of points either. It seems like there's a lot of talk of, Atlanta going into this week, Atlanta can score. Atlanta scores a lot. They often score over 24 points. We're going to give that up, whatever. We hold the Atlanta Falcons to 13 points today. And I know it's
was
kind of
there?
sloppy.
Did you get a good look at that Mariota play, that long pass? Like, I thought
I didn't, where
he
it looked
took a
like he went
knee,
down.
and there was definitely contact.
Yeah.
I'd like to. Well,
I think
anyway,
I think that was an issue of the challenge flag coming out a little bit slow again, and I think it's also the challenge flag has got to come out slow when you're burning timeouts early in the game on miscommunications.
just
Um,
wonder if it was actually, if there was actually, see if I can get a look at it, but
yeah,
but
yeah, I
I
didn't
just
get a
wonder
great
if it
look
was
at it
actually
until.
a bad call or not.
Yeah, we've got some. This is a little bit of a multitasking pod here. We got some other exciting things going on. Nick Chubb just fell into the end zone for a touchdown over the Browns.
Woo! I
Or
like
over
that.
over the Bucks, which is a big one, both for Commanders and for both of our fantasy teams. We both have Nick Chubb across a couple different leagues, so that's a win there. But anyways, focused on the Commanders. The key takeaway for me today is just how good this defense is. Every week, they get better. And today, no Benjamin St. Just. And yes, Atlanta's passing attack maybe not super potent, but even without Benjamin St. Just, the guys were able to get home. The guys were able to cover. Kendall Fuller comes up with a key pick in a crucial moment, and all in all, we sealed a win defensively, and we're able to maintain the run, which is really great as well. So
Yeah, I mean, I think it was appropriate. The defense essentially won the game, and overall, just super happy with the win. I felt like you said it best. The better team won. It is
yeah,
frustrating though that we're just not able to close these games out on offense, and I feel you know at at points, and maybe at the risk of sounding a little bit negative, I was frustrated with Scott Turner not sticking with the run because we were
yeah,
obviously mauling them. And these first down pass plays, I just don't get it. I don't
I
know
agree.
that I would call one first down pass play. But on the flip side, I'm thinking about it and going, we just don't trust the quarterback, right? It's sad that we just don't trust the quarterback, and it's got to be all run game, and it's
But
frustrating. And I get it. We're on a heater. It's Taylor's team. I'm not suggesting that we've got a better option at this point. But I think for this team's ceiling is really limited to what we saw today. It could be an exact same. I don't think the difference between an Atlanta and a Giants is that great. It could be exact same type of game, exact same type of victory. Our defense
Yeah.
can keep us in a lot of games, especially if they force turnovers that lead to scores. But yeah, it hits you a little bit when you're going, why are you passing the ball, and realizing that the reason we can't pass the ball is we can't trust our quarterback. And I just feel like it's like we're playing every game almost like with a red zone offense because
Yeah.
his arm is limited to 20, 30
But
yards, you know?
again, we said we're not going to try and get too negative here, but I will agree with you on the offensive takeaway. My problem with the can't trust the quarterback thing is like it's situational. Why are we dropping Taylor back on first down? Like it'll go first down, we run for 8 yards, and now it's 2nd and 2. And then they'll run the football again, get a first down, and then throw on 1st and 10. If you wanted to take a shot on 2nd and 2. That's textbook. That
Yeah,
is the play action place to do that. And so stay consistent one way or the other. If you're going to stay with the run, stay with the run. If you're going to take shots, take shots. But I don't see the kind of back and forthness making sense to me personally.
yeah, it's actually not, it's funny. In one respect, it's a great fit between offensive coordinator and quarterback because Taylor's been in that system for so long. So he definitely knows the system. He knows where to go with the ball. He knows how to run that offense.
Yeah.
But when's the last time you've seen a scramble? When's the last time you've seen a called quarterback run? Look at the effectiveness that they had with Mariota on some of those plays, right?
Yep.
And, slight pre-pot argument who's the better quarterback, Mariota or Taylor. And I think we
It's
both
not an
agree it's
argument.
Taylor, but
Yep.
but I don't think that our offensive game plan and play calling is maximizing his ability. We're kind of playing scared. And at this point,
Yeah.
if you really believe that Wentz and Taylor are pretty close or interchangeable, or Wentz is the guy you brought in and there's a level of confidence there, why are we playing so scared with Taylor? Let's let him use his legs. Let's let him use what he's good at. Let's roll him out. Let's do some design quarterback runs, a few a game, to move the chains. But I also think that the patience needs to be there to stick with the run.
Yeah.
They're just not
Agreed.
sticking with it enough, especially in a situation like today where you're just mauling them.
Yeah.
Clearly the offensive line was winning that battle. B Rob was hitting his stride, which we'll get into. We'll turn this positive here in a second when we get into our awards. I just didn't think it was Scott Turner's best called game,
No,
and
I
at all.
100%
You
agree.
know,
I 100% agree. And
yeah,
I think for me, it's the same thing over and over again. Is just the situational awareness with Scott Turner is just not there yet. I know he's young and he calls because you see it. He called that first drive was the best offensive drive I've seen this team run the entire season. It was beautiful. You get the deep
yep.
crossers against the man coverage. You get the run game. There was a genuinely nice mix of run and pass. It was looking good. And I know the weather kind of got worse as the game goes on, which is a factor too. But you just see when Scott Turner has the opportunity to prepare, has the opportunity to go for it, he's there, but the adaptability isn't there yet. And the thing that really stuck out to me was that sweep play, the pitch to Antonio Gibson. The defense makes a huge stop. We have the chance to ice it, and you go for an outside run to Antonio Gibson on first down, who was our least efficient running back on the day. And we just don't have success running the ball on the outside all season. We haven't.
Was he
I
least
don't.
efficient or was he underutilized?
Either way,
I feel like it's
either
more
way,
the latter. Yeah, I
whatever.
was a
But
little frustrated by that too. Although
he
B
was
Rob was
playing the
playing
worst
great,
of the
I'd
two.
like to get him involved in the pass game a little bit more, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. But Antonio Gibson, not the guy out of the backfield you want to go to in an ice the game situation when Robinson had been playing as well as he had, and then you come back and you run right up the middle on second down after we get nothing on first down. It's so predictable, and it ends up costing us the game. Pop, you
Jacksonville just
gotta.
scored.
Oh my goodness, got a game breaker over there. Got a game breaker over there.
It's
Geno
gonna say
Smith dropping
let's.
dimes over here. That's what I'm watching. But yeah, it's just overall situational awareness is definitely a concern for me. And I think once we start facing the better teams, which spoiler alert, that's coming up. Um, I
Yeah,
hope that does not make the difference, but I think those are places where we could see some of these close W's turn into L's, unfortunately. So, but
yeah, it's
we got
true.
plenty of time to talk pregame. I already mentioned him, Brian Robinson. He's got to be the headline of today offensively. Hell of a performance from the young man. And I texted you halfway through the game. It seems like he's really getting into game shape now, and he's just been getting better every single week. And I think we're seeing some of that just really physical downhill, great running from him.
Before we get into the
Uh,
awards, though, I want to set you up with something because I thought it was brilliant by you. One of the concerns is in the first half, Atlanta was really moving the ball on us. And it didn't
yeah,
seem 100% like the same Washington defense. In the second half, it looked like the same Washington defense. And I thought you made a brilliant observation at halftime that actually ended up being true. So why don't you share that with the
yeah.
people?
Thank you. I forgot about that. I basically what I had noticed in the first half was their double and triple teaming Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen, respectively. They were actually turning the ends loose and they were just covering Duran and Jonathan Allen and just opening up the middle basically for Patterson. And I said, we need to go to the 5-man. Where's the 5-man front? We need to get Ridgeway out there. We go to the 5-man front. All of a sudden, the run defense gets jammed up. So, hey, Ron Rivera, I won't say my phone number publicly here on YouTube, but DM the Twitter account. We'll find you. Give me a
DM us.
call.
Yeah, we
Your
got
boy
you.
knows a little bit. I just picked up my copy of Madden 23 on Black Friday, so
All
the boy's
right.
been
So
studying
breaking
film.
news. Breaking news. Brilliant by you. Jacksonville goes for 2 and converts. Somebody
Oh,
please check the
yeah.
Ravens Insider. They just torched my
Oh my God. I'm praying for my stepbro right
my
now.
parlay is gone up in flames because they were the first team I picked in it. But my goodness, what
Oh man.
is there by Jacksonville?
Is that a win? Is it over?
At 15 seconds left.
Wow.
28-27. So unless
Wow.
there's a miracle. But anyway.
Unbelievable. Ravens fans down terrible today. That sucks.
Yeah, just the NFL never
Yeah.
disappoints.
Any
Great
given Sunday.
finishes in these games, huh?
That's why you play the game, baby.
All
But
right.
anyways,
Commanders Awards.
let's stick to the Commanders here. This is our first multitasking pod. We got a lot of, now that sports gambling has been enabled in Maryland, we got focuses are all over the place. Focuses are
It's a bad
everywhere.
thing. It's a bad
Oh
thing.
man.
You got my
Oh
you've
man.
got my retirement account on lockdown, don't you, son?
Yeah, I've been in contact with some lawyers. We're making sure everything's secure over there. We're gonna give you an allotment. But yeah, I mean, without further ado, let's get into these awards. Overall, pretty kind of boring, grindy game of football today with an exciting finish. And the guy most responsible for that and for taking us over the top, Mr. Brian Robinson. Sauce Award, got to go to him. Just the story keeps on getting better with the better he keeps playing and the more of an integral part of the offense he becomes. I keep saying it. He is 2022 Alfred Morris. He reminds me so much of the way Alfred Morris used to run, hard, physical, downhill runner. I think he's shiftier than Alfred Morris was, and I really think he's going to become something special for this team. I'm excited to keep watching it.
Yeah, I think we touched on this. Can't remember if it was on pod or off pod, but he's still a rookie, and he's coming off just a major
Yeah,
traumatic injury situation. So even we kind of jumped the gun, and I still think Antonio Gibson is a fantastic back, but we were a little frustrated with the number of touches. But I give credit to Ron, right? His vision was a 2-back set. His vision was to pound the ball with B Rob, and it just got to give him credit. I mean, just a great game. Not only all those yards, but he did not. Oh, he missed it. So many distractions. They just lined up for must have been a 70-yard field goal and almost made it. It was incredible.
that's range for Tucker, man.
Yeah, wow.
That's in
But
range.
no, I mean, just yeah, I agree. He's got to get the award. It was a close call, We were debating a little bit. Duran playing just a phenomenal game. In any other situation, you'd be thinking about Duran Payne here. But B Rob, first 100-yard game, heck of a
Yep.
play on that touchdown. And that touchdown, it's kind of a difference in the game, right? He kick a field goal there. That's a big difference, right? To be able to power through and get that was incredible. And so yeah, I mean, kudos to B Rob.
Yeah, B-Rob just with a fantastic game, and I really think if we're forced to have to throw a little bit more, if he's not as efficient on the ground as he was, I think he finished with over 6 yards a carry. NFL average is 4.5, so that's just phenomenal. Um, if Brian Robinson is not running that way, we're forced to throw the ball a little bit more. We all know how that goes. So I think really the win comes down to how well we were able to control the clock with Brian Robinson at the end of the day, even though Duran Payne maybe had the big flash plays when we needed them. So that brings us to our next helmet sticker, Duran Payne. I tweeted it out in all caps. Somebody pay the man. For the love of God, somebody pay Duran Payne. He is the every week he's in competition for the best performance of the week. Every week. He is just week in, week out. He's like, you know what he is? He's the Terry McLaurin of the defense. I'm ready to say that. Duran Payne is the Terry McLaurin of this defense. Great performance every single week. You count on him in the big moments. You're looking at him. Absolutely love Duran Payne on that defensive line. The 1-2 punch of him and John Allen is absolutely lethal. We can't even give John Allen helmet stickers anymore because he'd just get one every week and it would devalue the award. But Duran Payne, definite helmet sticker there. Derek Forrest led the team in tackles. He's got to get one, right?
Well, absolutely. Like what a
Yeah.
find he's been. It's just terrific. Second year
Just a
player.
stud.
Yeah.
And definitely jammed up a couple of, you don't, against a team like Atlanta that runs the ball so much, you don't want one of your safeties to lead the team in tackles. That's a bad sign. But he made some really big open field tackles on Cordero Patterson, and Tyler Algier as well, who are both downhill. They'll run you over if you're not a sure hitter. And Derek Forrest sealed up a couple of those that could have gone for 7. He was the last line of defense. So a couple of game-changing plays there by Forrest.
But
Kendall Fuller.
I think just to jump in there real quick, he is
Mm-hmm.
playing a lot of that Buffalo nickel linebacker type role,
Yeah,
right? So, you know, in that respect, you don't mind it as much.
fair,
You know,
fair. But Kendall Fuller, another one. Speaking of
game
game-clinching play,
saving,
I
game
mean, I
saving
was
interception.
I don't know if I said it on here, but I was very down on Kendall Fuller at one point in the year, and rightfully so. Statistically, he was not good, but he is really with the rest of this defense as they've stepped into shape. He's also come into form, and really exciting. I mean, it's a young man that I've been rooting for since the first time he was on the Commanders when he kind of broke out the then Redskins, and then he goes to Kansas City, gets his Super Bowl ring, comes back. Hopefully, he brings one back here. I think we're going to need a couple more adjustments on the team for
Yeah.
that first. Kendall Fuller, huge game changing interception, heads up play at the end of that. What a catch. Um, yeah, saved the game. And speaking of game changing plays, could have gone in the other way. Kick-outs of the game. Is it that time?
Yeah, the only thing maybe before we get to kickouts real quick, I think that combination of Duran Payne and Jonathan Allen, it's just they have to keep that those two together. I realize you're going to
Mm-hmm.
have some difficult decisions with Sweat and others, and you can't keep everybody. But to me, they have to keep the two of those together. And they got an opportunity. They shouldn't be an issue from a cap perspective, but they
Yeah.
are an anchor to that defense. They just set the tone with the pressure they're able to put on, and even the complementary players they have around them. Really great pickup with Ridgeway, but it's 1 and 1A any given week between the two of them. They're playing inspired ball. You got to pay Duran Payne. You got to keep him around. You got to franchise tag him if you can't get the contract done because
Yeah.
he can't go anywhere. He
It
can't go in. And I think you hear Ron has said as much in some of his comments, which is great.
yeah.
So, yeah.
It is incredible because you have two all pro defensive tackles that are playing in a fashion that is greater than the sum of its parts. Take a second to think about that. You have two all pro players that when they play next to each other, the defense they are better. They are better than the sum of their parts. That's incredible. And I 100% agree with your analysis there. I think he's got to get every possible dollar we can give him. Overpay him if you have to. I'm so in favor of keeping that guy around, even over some of the other things and sacrifices we might have to make.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yep. Continuing to move on here. Kickouts of the game. And we've had enough positivity for today. Kickouts of the game. Gotta be the Joey Slide miss. Gotta be the Joey Slide miss thing.
It's gonna happen. It's probably a little harsh, but it could have been a difference in the game. He's been pretty consistent. He's hitting all of his field goals. So I'm not gonna be too hard on the guy. But yeah, that miss it definitely hurts.
Kickouts of the game runner-up has got to be that Taylor interception before the half. Just a hideous ball.
That could, we could definitely go one. We'll give 2 kickouts of the games because
we gave out 2 honestly, awards previously. Balance it out. 2 kickouts this week.
Well, we talked about that a little bit. And again for kickouts and he was unwilling to put a ball in there to Terry, which I think was a very makeable throw for a touchdown the previous drive. And then we have to settle for a field goal. And then now you're forcing the ball into triple coverage, with that rocket arm. I mean, what are you doing? But,
and you got Gibson on the check down and 3 timeouts.
And I thought Taylor had a really good first half. And that really knocked his grade back quite a bit. But, that's definitely we'll do the, double kickouts. That sounds horrible.
Agreed. And
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah, it's just again situational football with this team. All in all, it's situational football, and that's the hang up point there. That Taylor interception definitely kept the game closer than it needed to. So double kickouts there. Quickly around the NFL Thursday, Pop was in flow state. Was absolutely dialed in on Thursday. Just complete. It was like he's in flow state. There's no better word for it. Pop was completely dialed in. 4-0.
3-0 on Thursday. Commanders made it 4-0. And actually with the Ravens situation,
just cost us there. Yeah. So Pop 4-0 overall so far. I'm 2-3. We can get more of an in-depth game-by-game breakdown as it goes, but it's pretty confident at this point. I think Pop is going to stay at the top of the throne so far for our bottom bets in this format. How about that Bills-Lions game, man? That was a nail-biter. Did not expect that one to be a nail-biter, but it was. Josh Allen kind of is looking like 2017 Josh Allen, not 2018 Josh Allen.
Well, the funny thing is
a little bit.
And even without a doubt, I don't know. I just had the sense that the Detroit would keep it close, and Bills get the win at the end of the day. It's amazing how betting changes your perspective on everything, right? FanDuel goes live in Maryland. I decided, all right, let me put my bottom bets on the line. The only bet that I withheld was the Commanders because I just said we don't need that juju in place. So I withheld that bet, and the Commanders
don't put that juju on me.
I went on about it. Don't put that juju on me. But the Giants-Cowboys game, right? Cowboys win comfortably. But I had mentioned to everyone that not only I had the 3 bottom bets on Thursdays, I turned that into a 3-game parlay. No big deal. Small money. Trust me. Not taking it too serious.
Dollars and cents over here.
It's just fun. But everyone in the family, Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving dinner, we're watching the game, and the whole room is rooting for me for the Giants to get that last touchdown and win on points. So it's kind of funny how it changes your perspective and your point of view. I mean, I know it's old news for a lot of you veteran gamblers out there, but it's crazy. And I mean, as we're going around the league, that Ravens game, oh my God, they're again up 8, feel like it's comfortable. Jaguars drive down the field, have the stones. I think they were up 7. Have the stones to actually go for 2 and win the game on 2. But then Justin Tucker lines up for, I don't know, must have been like a 70-yarder or something, and it looked good. Like I'm watching it here, and like it looked good. It just came up just short. I don't know exactly how many yards it was, people, but it was from a long, long way off. So what a
Yep.
crazy game, crazy ending. Sorry, Ravens insider. I know that one hurt. I hated to see it for you,
Yeah, it's a tough
but
one.
I tell you, football makes you suffer. Grandpop
That
was
it does.
right.
Hey, I'm over here suffering at the hands of Geno Smith right now. I'm 4 of 5 on my parlay, and I'm just sitting here watching every Geno ball go, go, go. I got his
Yeah.
over. That's the only thing I'm waiting to clinch. So
No,
that's
my parlay's up in flames now, but got
so no fun.
individual bets on our Arbadas, so hopefully I'll climb back a little bit. Overall, I'm up for the NFL weekend, so I'm not going to complain. Anything break
Definitely.
even or better is cool.
I just realized I'm going to be in Maryland for the holidays. I get a little action going while I'm
There's
there.
no doubt.
That's a
No
nice,
doubt.
nice side effect of this situation. Obviously, still Kekats of the year. I'll fungul to California for not passing it, but I can at least get my itch in while I'm in Maryland a little bit. And in the meantime, underdog will have to do. But you know, from one form of football to another one, we had a big week this week with the U.S. and the World Cup. I think I'm about ready to transition to that. If you want to talk about it a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah. No, we give a bit of a shout out to the World Cup, and I made a couple of notes here, but I think so far I see France and Brazil look like the best teams. France is 2-0. Brazil is Brazil. They're just fantastic team. I think they're on a couple of year uh, winning streak. So, they're still great. Um, you know, uh, it was pretty interesting, maybe a bit of a Kikatsa moment as well. The Canadian coach, John Herdman, calls out Croatia before the game. Now, Croatia, for those of you that don't know, is a hell of a team.
Top tier program.
Really good team. And he says F Croatia to his team to try to get them fired up. And, Canada goes up 1-0 this morning, and everybody's kind of thinking, but it was one of those games. Alfonso Davies, great young talent, scores the first goal. But Croatia just went, nah. And they just, even before they scored, they took the game over
Yeah.
and
They said,
just
sit down, boys.
pounded Canada there and win 4-1. They were clearly, the better team. Argentina pulls out just a really important win, 2-0 over Mexico. Sorry for my Mexican friends there, but Messi stays alive. And a rumor came out today that Messi might be headed to the MLS for
Miami,
starting in
right?
23 in Miami. So I think
It's
that might be a
exciting.
little bit more than a rumor. And get the chance to actually see Messi play in person for us soccer fans here would be great. But
Yep.
Germany squeaks out a tie against Spain. I think that keeps them alive today. So it's going to really come down to those last couple of days. Tuesday at 2 o'clock. U.S. men national team. So talk a little bit about the U.S. men national team. Played a fantastic game against England. I mean, Pulisic hits the crossbar. To be honest, it's one of the best performances I've seen a U.S. men national team make against such a quality opponent.
Yeah.
We've kept games close in the past, but we were the better team. And
Yeah.
there was a period of time early in that game where England was just, you know, all over us. And I turned to your uncles. We were watching the game together, and I was like, yeah, just stronger team, better squad. What are you going to do? But then the U.S. just turned it on. Really good performance by the U.S. overall. So now it comes down to Tuesday. So
Yep.
Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. your time. Got to try to find a TV. Going to make an excuse. I don't know, stomach cramps, something at work. I got a busy day planned, but got to watch that game. It's under
That's a
our
big one.
control. If we win, we're in. If we beat Iran, a team are very capable of beating, we get in. But it's going to be nerve wracking. Nerves are going to be running high. Let's just hope we can do it.
Yep. That's really what it comes down to. It's like I said, I think I told this to you, and I did hear the announcer say it after the England game. You want to walk away from that England game with a win because you feel like, honestly, we were the better team for those 90 minutes. And we had the best player on the pitch for those 90 minutes in Pulisic, for sure. The best performance, without a doubt. And you want to walk away with that from a win, but at the end of the day, you know what? We are going into a game against a very beatable team with the opportunity to make it to the round of 16. All we got to do is win. Could take just one good goal. That's all we need. So
Yeah,
let's do
I
it.
think it's tough to
Let's
be
seal this thing up.
disappointed in that England result, the Wales result. If there's the one that you
Yeah.
wanted to take, we kind of backed off, but I kind of understand it. It was a fluky win by Iran against Wales. It was very late in the game. Wales had 10 men. His first game, first time this group of team is playing together after a really long time. They seemed to be getting their wind and just couldn't keep the pace up the whole game. So unfortunate. I think that result was a bit more unfortunate, giving up a really poor, penalty kick after a real nice goal early on. But I can't complain. Look, the bottom line is you got to win a game in the World Cup if you want to advance, unless it's freak.
Yep.
Very rare you're going to advance on 3 points or 3 ties. So they got the opportunity to win on Tuesday. Let's hope they can get it done. Won't be easy.
Let's do it. Yep. Let's make this thing happen, and then hopefully we can watch a little bit of round of 16 U.S. men's national team. That would be pretty sweet, given the disappointment that Italy has been. So, but
anyway,
without further ado, I think we wrap this thing up. Yep. No better way to end it than with the left hand up. Commanders 7-5. What the hell happened? 7.
Keep it rolling. Giants next week, 1 win. We're at 8 wins going into that bye with 4 left. That'd be pretty sweet. Let's get it done.
What's the Giants 7-4, 7-5 as well?
7-4, I think. 7-4.
All right, 7-4. They've already had their bye. We control our destiny. Let's take this thing.
We'll talk about it on the pregame pod.
Left hand up. Let's go, Commanders. Without further ado, I've been Dom.
This is Pop.
Thank you guys for another great week.
My way.